Hello, thank you for joining us at Microsoft Ignite. I'm Pete Kiriakou, a Vice President from the Microsoft Surface team, and I'm excited to be here representing an amazing team of creators, designers, engineers, testers, a group of people who are truly passionate about product making, bringing innovation and great design, and really focusing on the customer experience. The Surface team is made up of a diverse set of talented individuals from across cultures and geographies, working together collaboratively to design great products. We take great pride in a customer-focused approach in each and every one of our products. We see our products as a reflection of the people who make them, and know that our customers will notice that in the attention to detail, the designs, the materials, the testing, and the way the products are deployed and used by all of our customers. I'd like to welcome you to Building 87, our design and innovation lab, where ideas are brought to life. We make models and prototypes, and we use those to create our Surface products that help turn visions of tomorrow into real products that meet today's customers' needs and desires. Follow me in. This is the roadmap room in Building 87, where we turn those models and prototypes into real Surface products. Microsoft Surface has always been at the forefront of innovation and in category creation, defining devices to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. Surface began with the creation of two-in-ones and has grown into a portfolio of great products, as our history of uniquely designing devices that push the boundaries of productivity and versatility in entirely new ways. These address the needs of our customers wherever they are and however they want to work, learn, and play. And now, with Surface Duo, we have a new category that is a combination of hardware and software to help people get things done on a mobile device. We designed Surface Duo for people who want to get more done with a device in their pocket. Our research shows that 3 out of 4 people report struggling to complete tasks while away from their computer. Surface Duo helps this. It's purpose-built for mobile productivity across 2 screens. It has the ability to run all the Android apps from the Google Play Store, so you can stay in your flow as you multitask between apps, or more importantly, single task across multiple apps. We'll go into even more detail on Surface Duo in other Surface skilling sessions. But for now, I want to show you a little bit of what Surface Duo can do. Just like using 2 monitors at your desk, Surface Duo lets you run applications side by side. Let's take a look. Here I am on my home screen. I have all my favorite apps on my home screen. I also have access to my Microsoft 365 feed. All of the apps on my device are in my app drawer. Let me show you those apps running side by side. Here's Outlook. So I have my email inbox on my left-hand screen. I'm able to open other apps on the right-hand screen. One instance is Calendar, where I can easily compare my calendar availability if someone was to ask me an email. Another common task while on email is to be able to add to your to-do list. I can have To-Do open on the right-hand screen and add actions, or in one of the cool features on Surface Duo, I can open a mail, and if there's a list in that mail, I can simply highlight the list, and by dragging and dropping across both screens, I can add those tasks to my to-do list. Another cool feature on Surface Duo is being able to take an app that's enhanced for 2 screens and being able to span it. Now you can see the app take advantage of both screens. I have my email list on the left and the details of the email on the right-hand side. Let me show you a little bit about the versatility that Surface Duo offers. I'm going to join a Teams call. Here I am joining the call, and Sonia is presenting information. Hey, Sonia. So you can see that I'm on the call using Teams Mobile. I can use the device in single screen mode if I wanted, and then I can take advantage of the postures. Here I am in tent mode. I'm able to put Surface Duo in tent mode and rest it on tabletop while I'm taking part in the call. There's also some other cool postures you can take advantage of. If I use what we call double landscape, I can take Teams and span it across both screens. So here I am, keeping contact, that human contact with Sonia on the bottom, while I'm able to see the material that's being presented on top. It's a real cool way of interacting on Surface Teams and taking advantage of both the screens on Surface Duo. Surface Duo feels great in your hands. It's beautiful, it's thin, and it's light. The elegance of dual screens and these various postures adapt to you. They keep you in the flow. And it brings the best of Microsoft 365 to life as you're on the go. You'll see this focus of Microsoft across all of our devices in the Surface family. From the smallest of Surface Duo, on Go, Surface Book, Surface Laptop, on Studio, and across our accessories, and within our largest device of Surface Hub. Just like we did on Surface Duo and Surface Pro, Surface Hub helped create a whole new category of devices, helping people communicate and collaborate seamlessly from anywhere. And with Surface Hub 2S 85-inch, this amazing collaboration and meeting capability can continue in even more room sizes in different environments. When we created Surface Hub, we wanted to change the way people work by building a simple and intuitive way to start meetings, share content, and collaborate together on a large screen, pushing the boundaries of touch and ink to make interactions natural and real. Actively co-creating together in a way where you can read the facial expressions as we all annotate 3D models. With the recent changes in our work landscape and more people working remotely, we want to help people who join meetings feel like they're in the room together, connected to one another. People need to be seen, heard, and able to actively participate in their hybrid work environments. We strive to make those meetings feel less remote and more in-person and collaborative. Surface Hub is found in many small and medium conference rooms, collaborative workspaces, and personal offices. And with today's changing workplace environment where space matters, Surface Hub can also implement social distancing. The larger display helps you stay 6 feet apart while working together. And you can even write together using your own Surface Pen. There's no need to share. In the tradition of Surface innovation, Surface Hub continues to create new ways to work together, pushing the boundaries of what's possible to bring a more rich and engaging meeting and collaboration platform to businesses in the broad set of environments that we all need to work in. To share more about the hardware innovation that's coming from Surface Hub, Kylie Gurr, our Principal Design Manager, is going to give you a behind-the-scenes view of Surface Hub 2S. Take it away, Kylie.
Thanks, Pete. I'm excited to be able to give you a much closer look at some of the design details and innovations coming with Surface Hub 2S 85-inch. As a special sneak peek for today's Ignite audience, we've pulled together some of the detailed design and engineering components to give you a true insider's view. On Surface Hub 2S, we applied the same attention to detail that we give to each product in our portfolio, except this time we've brought it to a truly massive scale. Surface Hub 2S 85 represents the culmination of years of listening to our customers to better understand their needs. Every aspect of the product has been carefully designed to deliver a level of quality that cannot be found elsewhere. At more than 85 inches, we've brought you a larger screen in a smaller envelope than ever before, with bezels that are less than half the size of the previous generation, a display that's 19% thinner and 34% lighter in weight. The fit and finish of this product is remarkable. Everything we've done on this product has been designed to bring your collaborative experience to the forefront. It starts at the 4K screen. The anti-glare properties of the matte glass surface ensure that it's your content that shines through. The inking experience is unmatched at this scale. Pressure sensitivity, tilt, and textured glass combine to create a premium drawing experience that's better than paper, and you'll love to use it. And the cross-compatibility of our Surface products gives you the flexibility to use your personal Surface Slim Pen on any hub as well. Let's dive into the details a little bit more about the Surface Hub 2S 85-inch. The aluminum bezels have been double anodized. First in our signature Surface Platinum color, then a second time in matte black, so that everything on the front of the product recedes to bring the collaborative on-screen experience to the forefront. The speakers are fully integrated, with front-firing tweeters notched into the glass and bass exiting through finely detailed speaker openings in the back. Even the way the back cover of the product is seamlessly integrated highlights the fact that every inch of the product has been carefully executed so that you get a beautiful experience from every angle. Surface Hubs are designed to be easy to manage, repair, and upgrade over time. With a modular camera and easily accessible compute shared by both 50-inch and 85-inch devices, your hubs will continue to improve over the years with the latest in camera technology and chipsets. In order to help you transform your spaces, we collaborated with our partners at Steelcase to co-design a series of mount solutions for the Surface Hub 2S 85. We've brought you a floating wall mount for perfect integration, a floor-supported wall mount for easy installation, and a mobile cart that provides flexibility and reconfigurability for any space. Like the hub itself, the cart has been designed from front to back. A woven fabric backboard means the hub will fit beautifully into every space and is the perfect complement to the Surface Hub 2S 50-inch on Roam mobile stand. These mount options, the lightweight design of the hub, and a package that fits into a standard elevator also means that upgrading your spaces with Surface Hub is easier than ever. As we navigate a new reality of hybrid work environments, Our Surface Hub family provides true flexibility and freedom to turn any space into the best place for connecting and collaborating with your remote teammates. I'd like to introduce Product Marketing Manager Sonia Dara.
Hi, Kylie.
Hey, Sonia. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about the Teams experience on Hub?
Absolutely. With Microsoft Teams, joining a meeting can be as simple as tapping a single button for a one-touch meeting join experience. The microphone and camera automatically turn on, incoming video is enabled so we can see who's in the meeting, and the whiteboard fills the screen so we can start brainstorming together right away. What is really amazing is that today, not only can we start a meeting in a single tap, but we can now start a meeting on the Surface Hub from our own personal devices, like a Surface Duo as Kylie is doing now. You can see the Surface Hub joins the meeting without any user interaction. You'll see we have two Surface Hubs side by side in this room. Not only did the first Surface Hub join the meeting, but the second device also joined it through a coordinated meetings experience now available. With two Surface Hubs, I can now turn on the new Together mode so we can see everyone in the meeting on one device and we can still have the content on the second. Together mode makes meetings more engaging by helping you focus on other people's faces and body language and making it easier to pick up on the nonverbal cues that are so important to human interaction. With the mic array, camera, and the ability to collaborate and share information and ideas, you can be in the room without actually being in the room, while successfully connecting and collaborating with others in our hybrid workplace environment. Support for third-party accessories allows for your Surface Hub to work seamlessly with additional peripherals like this Poly Eagle Eye Director camera that finds the active speaker and zooms in, while the second camera focuses on the room audience, which gracefully integrates with Microsoft Teams on Surface Hub, enabling you to use Surface Hub in any room size. Surface Hub enables team productivity anywhere. Enterprise customers are navigating the hybrid workplace to transform their conference rooms into spaces where people can meet and collaborate with those in person and those working remote. One of those customers I've had the pleasure of working with is Mediterranean Shipping Company, a major driving force behind the evolution of smart shipping containers, who's helping to set the standard for digital shipping. Mediterranean Shipping Company relies on their 70,000 employees located in 493 offices to keep the 560 vessels going to the 500 ports of call in 155 countries that carry the goods we all rely on every day. With so many employees in so many different locations, MSC has turned to Microsoft and Surface Hub as a preferred meeting and collaboration solution worldwide. I have asked Fabio Catasi, Chief Technology Officer at Mediterranean Shipping Company, to join me via Teams to share more about how they are using Surface. Hi, Fabio. It's great to see you.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to join you and have the opportunity to speak to you today. International shipping facilitates and touches almost every aspect of the way we live our lives today. 90% of the goods we use and consume are transported in container ships, including food, fruit, medicine, and electronics. As one of the world's leading container shipping lines, supporting an integrated network of road, rail, and sea transport resources stretching across the globe, MSC is offering truly global end-to-end transport solutions. Navigating the logistical challenges of cargo transport around the world on behalf of our clients is something we have a true passion for, and we apply our industry expertise to deliver tailor-made services and navigate any circumstances. Managing our global network of offices, customers, and partners is a 24/7 job that requires that our teams can seamlessly collaborate and communicate from anywhere in the world in real time. MSC saw early on the value that having devices-enabled group collaboration across teams, whether they were in a room together or remote, would have a substantial impact on improving how we move goods worldwide. And as such, we were an early adopter of Surface Hub, starting with DB1. The ability for our team to seamlessly connect to meetings, share content, work through issues in whiteboarding sessions, regardless of location, through Microsoft Teams and the Surface Hub, ensures that we can keep cargo moving at all times, regardless of circumstances. We have continued to embrace Surface Hub with the launch of Surface Hub 2, And we are looking forward to the experience and advantages that Surface Hub 285 will enable us as we reimagine the future of workspace post-COVID-19. Whether it is moving clementines from Chile to China or coffee from the Ivory Coast to Europe, our clients depend upon us to move their cargo safely and timely anywhere in the world. And Microsoft Surface enables us to make that happen. Thank you again for the opportunity to share our experience with you today and with your audience. Ciao, bye-bye.
Bye. I want to thank Fabio for joining us. To share more about what is coming to Surface Hub on the software side is General Manager for Surface Hub Engineering, Dave Allis.
Mediterranean Shipping Company is truly an example of how Surface Hub is enabling enterprise organizations to keep their teams productive and connected regardless of where they work. We are excited to share what is coming with the new Windows 10 Team 2020 update and Windows 10 Pro running on Surface Hub, which will enable teams to do even more. The Windows 10 Team 2020 update will be released next month as a free update to all Surface Hubs, first generation and Surface Hub 2S as an over-the-air Windows update. It will be the shipping OS on all Hub 2S 85-inch models and also come on newly manufactured 50-inch models. The latest update to the Windows 10 Team OS is the Surface Hub operating system and experience you know, delivering major improvements to device deployment and manageability. Microsoft is fully committed to helping organizations transform their meeting spaces in today's world. Earlier in this session, you heard some of the great hardware advancements in Surface Hub and how end users of Hub devices use them to level up their remote meetings, going beyond meeting and presenting to driving stronger human connections and having effective real-time collaboration. I want to also go over how we are making things better for the IT groups that deploy and maintain these devices and ensure the security of their organization's network. This update will allow Microsoft to release updates for Surface Hub on a regular cadence, bringing enhancements, features, and security improvements to organizations around the world who have moved to a hybrid work environment or fully returned to the workplace. This update addresses top customer requests, starting with full support for organizations using Azure Active Directory to manage their Surface Hub devices with single sign-on, conditional access, and support for non-global admins. We also added features to help customers configure and manage their Surface Hub devices, adding the ability for modern authentication for cloud device accounts and new and updated mobile device management policies. Finally, this update introduces significant improvements to help end users meet and collaborate on a Surface Hub through passwordless authentication, as well as the introduction of FIDO2 security keys. These updates, as well as the functionality of the Surface Hub 2S running on battery, enables organizations to not only support their device from anywhere, but also in any space. In keeping with Surface Hub supporting teamwork and collaboration in any space, I am also excited to talk about how we are enabling personal productivity for users through Windows 10 Pro on Surface Hub. We listened to our customers who love using their Surface Hubs, but wanted a more personal experience, a Surface Hub just for them. So now let me take you into a personal office, leveraging Windows 10 Pro and Enterprise on Surface Hub 2. We are giving customers the ability to unlock their Surface Hub 2S 50-inch devices, install Windows 10 Pro or Windows 10 Enterprise, and then install a driver package to create the most personal Surface Hub configuration. This configuration enables customers to maximize their productivity with every Windows 10 desktop application in their toolbox. Customers are able to use their trusted line of business Win32 and x64 apps from Microsoft Office to third-party applications not traditionally available on Surface Hub, all at their fingertips. Users can quickly sign in via Windows Hello using the Surface Hub 2 fingerprint reader, which will work exclusively with the Windows 10 Pro and Enterprise on Surface Hub 2 configuration. In a personal office, this configuration provides all the advantages of having a huge, personal, all-in-one Windows device. The best of Windows personalization, including taskbar, start menu customization, full window management, and browser favorites, while allowing our customers to stand, move around, ink, and meet with remote participants in a more natural and inviting manner. At Microsoft, we tested this amongst many of our own employees, as well as customers, to inform the opportunity to use Surface Hub 2S configured with Windows 10 Enterprise over these past few months, and have found this configuration to completely revolutionize the way we do work, no matter where we are working. Now, I would like to connect to Dr. David Kellerman, who was part of our preview program and is a senior lecturer at the University of New South Wales in Australia. Dr. Kellerman has been an advocate for Microsoft and Surface and actively works with our engineering team to test and provide feedback on many of our products. Once impacted by COVID, Dr. Kellerman began building a small studio in his office as a prototype for a proposed lecture studio. His approach has taken the emergency teaching experience that so many of us across education and business have experienced today of someone speaking over still graphics or slides on the screen to being a pioneer in using a broader set of tools to provide content delivery that is much more natural and engaging. Through his use of technology from Surface to Microsoft Teams, he has seen a dramatic increase in student participation and engagement. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Kellerman.
Thanks for the introduction and g'day everyone. I've been teaching for 6 months now remotely to my engineering class at UNSW Sydney. And I've been using this setup right here that I'm showing you now. So I've got a Surface Hub 2S, I'm running Windows 10 on Surface, and it's enabling me to do a lot of really cool things. One of the things is that as a lecturer, I'm really used to standing up, pointing, gesturing, and really communicating with my students on this presentation style stage. And I've got a lot of space here to gesture and talk and really communicate. So I'm going to run you through how I run one of my lectures. So the first thing is there's a waiting lobby. It's actually a picture of the outside of our lecture theatre on campus. And I switch to this scene and I say, welcome everyone to Eng 2400. So you can see I'm capturing the chat in the screen. I've got my university logo and I've got my big Surface screen here that I can touch and interact with. One thing that you'll notice, of course, is that I can run digital ink here and draw and mark up different things on the screen. And actually the lighting here is changing in sync with the screen to help with contrast. And I can do that because I'm running Philips Hue Sync on this machine. Now, that's the Hubber bridge. We often talk about the catenary curve of that bridge. And we might actually get down here and do an engineering analysis of the loading on that beam. Now, we jump over and we've got to get into the mathematics here at some point, and I might start doing calculations and derivations of this system. Now, it's getting a little bit small and hard to read, so I'm holding a remote here in my left hand and I'm running XSplit software. So click of a button, now I'm sharing screen with you, and you can now follow with my mathematics really closely. So we jump across and I've got a link here for a worked example. It's going to take me straight to OneNote class notebook. All of my students are owners of this notebook, and we're actually going to solve this problem together live. Now, as I start doing this, you'll notice that you're looking at my back. So I'm going to click another button now, and I'm going to share my screen from the Surface Hub camera instead. Now, one thing that you're going to notice is I'm looking over here at my camera, and off in the distance, I've got a bigger screen where I'm actually looking at all of my students in together mode. So I'm standing here in this scene presenting, I'm looking at my students, and I'm sharing everything I'm doing. So at this point, we start doing the calculation. I ask my students what equation should we use, and maybe I get a question from my students in the chat. So as I do that, I can actually see someone's asked, what if there is a moment applied to the beam? I'm going to use ink to shape here, and I'm going to quickly draw another version of the beam. I might color this in really quickly with the same colors, create my applied load here, a couple of reaction forces. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an applied moment, and we might take a different track with our analysis. I think this is really cool. We might also get a question from the students like, where does the maximum deflection occur? Which is really interesting. I might grab the ruler here in OneNote, and it's actually the point at which the gradient here is 0. So we go down, we solve this problem theoretically, but what does this actually mean in real life? Now, with this system here, I can actually jump back over to the full screen, maybe grab a model of a beam and show the students what happens when we apply the moment here and see the deflection is occurring further across in this system. But we used to go and test this in the laboratory. the students can't go to the laboratory. It's closed at the moment. So what I did was I actually digitized the entire laboratory as a three-dimensional space using Azure Connect. And you can see here, I've got my laboratory here. We can actually manipulate the space. We can take a look around. I've got a SharePoint document right here, which is the instructions of how to utilize the test rig here. And you can see in the background of the lab, there's the test rig, but I've actually digitized that rig into a three-dimensional model. The students can manipulate and interact with that object, zoom in or out with that, and really take a close look. I think this is so cool. So we jump back over to our presentation in PowerPoint. Maybe we summarize what we're talking about. I give them a bit of a heads up as to what we're doing next week. I think this is really engaging, but what's really incredible about it is that we've actually used technology to bring the students closer to the front of the classroom than ever before. Effectively, by being online, we're actually closer together. Thanks, everyone.
It's great to see how Dr. Kelvin put Surface Hub to work in his virtual classroom and how natural and inviting it is. This is the experience that Surface Hub gives you. I would like to thank Dave, Sonia, Kylene, Fabio, and David for joining me today. We're excited by what's coming with Surface Hub 2S 85-inch and the new software updates with Windows 10 TeamOS and Windows 10 Pro running on Surface Hub, enabling collaboration for teams in any room, anywhere in the world, from the conference room to the personal office. The all-new Surface Hub 2S 85-inch is available for pre-order reservations starting today in select markets with an MSRP of $21,999 US. Microsoft Surface has been at the forefront of driving innovation across our entire family of devices, creating new categories to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more, whether working on their own or with others. To learn more about what's coming from Microsoft Surface, be sure to check out the Surface section of Virtual Hub. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes sneak peek from our design studio. Now I'm going to let you go so I can get back to work with our amazing team on the next generation of Surface products. Thanks so much.